So children, listen to me. Yesterday we have completed page number 5 of course book, that is describing the following pictures using various types of sentences. Yes, statement and question. Today also you have to describe one picture. There is a picture in course book page number 10. Open course book page number 10. There is a picture, a small picture. You have to describe it. You have to describe that picture. Who will describe it now?
Ma'am.
Hanvika raised hand. Yes, Hanvika. Yes, beta.
The dog bite the dog.
The dog.
The dog bite the boy.
Okay.
And he fell down from the cycle.
Okay. 6 to 7 sentences you have to write.
Okay, ma'am.
See there?
Homework, ma'am.
This is homework, beta. Describe the following picture in 6 or 7 sentences in the space given below. Okay. You can write the boy was riding on the cycle. A dog barked suddenly. So he got scared and he fell down. He got hurt. Cycle is also spoiled. Yeah, the dog is staring at the boy. So you have to describe it in a 6 to 7 sentences. Let's see, other children are also waiting. They raise their hand. Yes, Dhriti?
Ma'am, we can say that the dog barked and the boy got scared and he fell down.
Yeah, he fell down and continue. 3 more lines.
He got hurt.
Okay. Okay, fine. Let's go to the next child. Who raised hand here? Aniksai. Is Aniksai? Aniksai. He went somewhere, huh? Azlan? Azlan, yes, beta.
The boy fell down.
And yes.
The dog is staring at the boy.
Huh?
The dog is staring at the boy and the cycle is spoiled.
Very good. Very good. Let's go to the next child. Akshaj is ready here. Yes, Akshaj?
Ma'am, when the boy was going to school, he saw a dog and he fell down.
Okay. Still, only 2 sentences you told. Continue. 3 more sentences.
And the bicycle got spoiled and the boy also got hurt.
Very good. Okay. And next, Tanishka, raised hand. Yes, Tanishka.
When the boy was coming in a cycle, the dog was came middle and the boy scared and he fell down.
Very good.
Boy got hurt.
Yes, good. Yes, Pathan.
The cycle is black in color and when the boy was going to the cycle,
when the boy was going to the cycle or riding the cycle?
Riding the cycle, ma'am.
Okay, huh?
And cycle was in red color.
Okay.
Dog was staring to that boy.
Huh, staring at the boy.
And boy was looking to the dog.
Okay. Both are friends, I think. That's why they are looking at each other. Okay. Yes, Shrehasan.
Ma'am, I want to say a word.
Huh, tell me. You describe that picture.
Okay, ma'am. One boy is cycling and one dog has barked. He fell down and his cycle spoiled.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Yes. Good. Yes, Devansh.
बोलो मैम पूछिए.
Ma'am, the boy fell down and his zipper fell down. Nana, మళ్ళీ పని చేస్తుంది.
Okay. Continue. Only 2 lines you told. Huh? Still.
And Dr. Bird and scared and
Yeah.
his ankle fell down.
Okay, good. Yes, Meghana.
Boy is going to the school and dog came in front of him, ma'am. And boy see the dog and he scared and he fall down.
Yes. Very good. Different answer. Good. Krishika. Krishika
Ma'am.
G. Yes, beta.
Ma'am, I have 10 pencils. I've broken 2 pencils and I have another some pencils.
Grade 2, 2, ma'am. Grade 1, 8 students. They went to the Hindi, ma'am. Second period Hindi class they have. Yes, beta. Yes, Krishika ji, continue, beta.
Ma'am, I had
Yes, Aniksai.
ma'am, yeah, boy ran out of the balance and he fell, ma'am.
He fell down.
Fell down. Cycle is broken.
Okay, good. Yes, Akshad, yes, already done.
Yes, ma'am, I just observed that the boy's leg got stuck in the wheel.
Yeah, and he is struggling with that. Good. Good children, very good children. So the same thing you are going to write there, describe it into 4 to 5 sentences. Yes, 4 to 5 sentences. You can look at the picture very carefully. Whatever you are observing there, put it on the paper in 4 to 5 sentences. Okay, good. Chapter 11, page number 33 of Heidi. In our previous class, we discussed about the ghost. Who was the ghost? Can you tell me who was the ghost?
Heidi.
Heidi was the ghost. Yes. Yeah. Is she really a ghost?
No.
No. What wrong with her? Why she was moving outside? Yeah, she was missing her grandfather and she was very much disappointed, upset, depressed, and she started walking in her sleep, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And now let's see what happened next.
With grandfather's house, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll see now what happened next. Yeah, the doctor suggested Mr. Seaman to drop her to her grandfather. Yes, to the Dolphy, whether he will send Heidi to the grandfather or not. Let us see now in chapter 12, the arm again. Shall we continue now? Yes, come on. At the first light of day, Mr. Seaman called Miss Roma and all the servants to the dining room. They thought he wanted to tell them about the ghost, but he said nothing about ghost. He told them that Heidi was going on a journey. Miss Roma, please put the child's things into a big box. Sebastian, go and bring the young woman Dete from the house where she works. John, see to the carriage and the horses. Tinette, wake Heidi and dress her. See, at the first light of the day, the night, Yes, at the previous night, that night, doctor said Mr. Seaman to send back Heidi to her grandfather. So next day, immediately what Mr. Seaman did, he called all the people of the house, all the servants, along with Miss Roma, everyone. He called everyone to the dining room, and everyone thought that the Seaman, Mr. Seaman, is going to tell about the ghost. He's going to tell about the ghost, but he didn't said anything. He said nothing about the ghost. He just told everyone that the Heidi is going for a journey. She's going on a journey. And he gave the work to everyone. He asked Miss Roma to put all the Heidi things in a big box. And he told Sebastian to bring the young woman Data, her aunt, no, Data? Data is her aunt, no? So he called Data to come. And John, he asked John to see the carriage and the horses. And Tinette, the servant, he asked Tinette to wake Heidi and dress her. He hurried off to tell Clara what was happening. Poor Clara was very sad to hear that she must lose her little friend. But her father told her that next summer she could go Switzerland herself to see Heidi. Then Heidi's box was brought into Clara's room so that she could put in some of her nice dresses for Heidi. Sebastian came back with Data. Mr. Seaman told her about Heidi's trouble. I want you to take her home to her grandfather today, he said. See how fast all the things are going to happen now? Very quickly. He was very much caring and he was very much concerned about Heidi, right? She was not feeling well. So as soon as possible, Mr. Seaman wanted to send Heidi to her grandfather. So he told everyone to pack her things, to dress up her. Yes, everything is going very fast. He said Sebastian everything about the Heidi, that she's not feeling well. She has become very white and thin. Yeah, she's missing her grandfather. Everything he told to the Sebastian, and Sebastian is going to drop Heidi to the grandfather. He's taking Heidi to her grandfather. Oh, I'm sorry, said Data quickly. I can't do that. We are much too busy today and tomorrow too. And I can't the next day. I see, said Mr. Seaman shortly. He sent Data away and told Sebastian that he must make the journey with Heidi. See, first he told Data to take Heidi. But Data said, no, I'm busy for the day, for tomorrow, and for next day also I'm busy. I cannot take Heidi. So he told Sebastian to take Heidi to her grandfather. Then he wrote a letter for Heidi's grandfather. He called Heidi to the dining room. Well, what do you say to this? He asked her. She looked at him in surprise. Tinette had woken and dressed her without saying a word. You don't know you are going home today? Home? Her face turned white. She's so surprised. She's happy to listen that. She is waiting for that, right? Yes. Every day she was praying to the God. What was she praying? Tell me, what was she praying?
That she can go to her
Yeah.
Want to go to home.
Yes, she wanted to go to home. And now her prayer has come true. Yes, she's going to the grandfather. And when Mr. Seaman said, she felt happy or sad? How did she feel? She felt happy or sad?
Happy.
Happy, mom.
Surprised and happy, right? First she was surprised and then, yes, she was so happy. Let's see now. She looked at him surprised. Tinette had woken and dressed her without saying a word. You don't know you are going home today. Home? Her face turned white. Don't you want to go? Oh, yes, I do. Mr. Seaman asked, don't you want to go, Heidi? You don't want to go to your grandfather? Then she said, oh yes, I want to go. Was it really true? She ran up to Clara's room. Clara showed her the things she had put in the box and gave her a basket. In it were 12 white rolls for grandmother. Heidi put her big book in it too. See how many bread rolls she has given. Clara has given how many bread rolls to the Peter's grandmother? 12, right. Very good. 12 bread rolls. And what did Heidi put in her bag?
Big book.
Yeah, big book of pictures. Clara's grandmother has given her, no? Yeah, when she learned reading and writing. So that book also she kept in her box. Now the carriage was ready and the girls had to say goodbye. There was no time to be sad. Heidi and Sebastian climbed into the carriage. The carriage took them to the train, and the train took them to Basel, where they stayed in a hotel for the night. Then another slower train took them to the small town of Meinfeld. From here, they were going to walk to Dorfli. Sebastian was uncertain about this part of the journey. What is the meaning of uncertain? I have given you this meaning.
Like very uncertain.
Uncertain means unknown.
Yes,
Not known. Yes, not known. Sebastian doesn't know the way. Sebastian he's going for the first time. He doesn't know. He is uncertain. He was uncertain about this part of the journey. He was afraid of mountains. And oh, he was afraid of mountains. He don't know how to climb the mountains.
Climbing mountains, I also did not climb.
Yes, it's little bit hard, right? Yes. So Sebastian was afraid of mountains and didn't like long walk. He didn't like even long walk. Yeah, we'll get tired, no children, if we walk for a long. Yes, we get tired, and climbing mountain is a big task. It's a big
climbed one time a mountain.
yeah, it's a big task, no? We will get tired, our legs and arms starts paining. It's a big task. So he doesn't like walking a long way and climbing the mountain. He asked the way from the man who was putting some big bags into a cart. Dorfli, I'm going there myself, said the man. I can take the child and her box. Sebastian was very pleased. He gave Heidi the letter for her grandfather and a small bag. Did Sebastian take Heidi on the mountain? Did he? No. Then who took Heidi on the mountain?
Some person.
Yeah, some strange person. Yeah, he's a stranger. A person who doesn't know to Sebastian. Yeah, unknown person. He was going to the Dorfli, so he took Heidi on the mountain. This is a present from Mr. Seaman. Look after it carefully. Put it in the basket under the rolls. As the cart came nearer and nearer to Dorfli, Heidi became more and more excited. She could see the arm in front of her now and all the other mountains. When they reached the village, she thanked the driver and jumped down with her basket. Grandfather will get the box, she said. She hurried up the hillside, thinking only one thing. Is grandmother still alive? She reached Goats Peter's house and stopped at the door. She was afraid to go in, but now she was inside and a voice called from the corner, Dear God. That was like our Heidi's footstep. Who is it? But it is Heidi, grandmother. She threw her arms around her. Grandmother put her hand on the child's head. Yes, it's her hair and her hair voice. And her voice. Oh, thank God. See? She read a story, no children. Do you remember the story? When Clara asked her to read in that story, grandmother died and Heidi started crying. Yes. So she was remembering that story and she just thinking that whether my grandmother is alive or not. She was thinking that grandmother really died. And she was very much afraid to get inside and to see her grandmother. But finally she dared it. Yeah. She went inside and she saw, yeah, grandmother was alive. She ran and she said, "Thank God," and put her arms around the grandmother and she hugged her tightly. When we go to our grandparents, we also do the same thing, no? Grandma, grandpa, we go and hug them tightly. Do you do that? Will you do the same? Yes. We really love to hug them, right? We go and we hug them and they also hug us tightly and they show lots of love and affection towards us. So the Heidi also did the same thing. She hugged her tightly. Yes, beta Ashwita?
Ma'am, I have two grandmother and two grandfather.
Yes, maternal and paternal, right?
Yes.
Very good. And you love them?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good, very good. So, children, now see, she hurried up the hillside and she saw the grandmother. She was very happy to see her grandmother. "I have brought you some nice white bread," said Heidi, and put the rolls on grandmother's knees. See, she brought very much soft white breads for the grandmother. Grandmother felt so happy, wonderful, and so many. She felt them one by one. "But you have brought me something better than bread." Then grandmother said, you know, my dear Heidi, you brought something better than bread. What was that? It's you, my dear Heidi. I'm very much happy to see you again. I'm very much happy to see you more than the bread. Yes? And next, she said, "I must go on to grandfather," said Heidi after some time. "I will come again tomorrow." Then Heidi said, "Now I have to go to grandfather. I'll come to you again tomorrow." She climbed on up the arm. First, she saw the tops of the old fig trees, then the roof of the house, then the house itself. And there was grandfather sitting on the seat. "Grandfather, grandfather, grandfather." See how excited she is and she's shouting. She's calling out her grandfather. "Grandfather, grandfather, grandfather," she cried and ran to him. They couldn't speak for some time. Both were shocked and surprised to see each other. They couldn't speak for a while. "Did they send you away?" he said at last. Then he asked, "Did you send you away?" "Oh no, they were very good to me, but I wanted so much to come home to you." "Oh, there's this letter for you," she gave grandfather. The letter, grandfather, the letter to read. She gave a letter to grandfather to read, and the little bag from Mr. Seaman. He looked in the bag. "This is money for you." "Oh, a bag full of money Mr. Seaman has given." See how good he is. He is really caring and he is really concerned about the Heidi, right? He loves Heidi. So he gave a bag full of money, a lot of money. Put it in the cupboard. They went inside and Heidi ran all over the room. Then she went up the steps. "Oh, where's my bed in the hay? It's not there anymore." She arranged a bed on the hay. No, children, hay on the hay means dried grass. Yeah, there was some dried grass and she arranged the bed. As Heidi went to the Frankfurt, grandfather removed that bed. No one is there to sleep there, no? So he has removed. Now, again, she came back and she asked, "Where is my bed? It's no more." "I will soon be there again. Now come and have some milk." Then he said, "Don't worry, I'll arrange the bed for you again. Then come and have some milk." Heidi drank until her bowl was empty. See, she drank the milk, goat's milk, until the bowl was empty. Nothing in the world is good as our milk, she said. She said, this milk is the world's best milk. And she drank it. She completed her milk. She's very much happy. From outside, there came the sound of many running feet. Guess who's that? Who's there outside? Whose sound she heard?
Peter.
Yeah, you're right. It's Peter. Then Peter also asked Heidi.
And goats.
Yes.
And goats.
Then Peter also asked Heidi, Heidi, you are back, my dear friend. And they both are very much happy. Nice, no, children? Finally, Heidi came back to her home. Yes? Heidi is happy. And what about you? You are happy or not? Unmuted.
Yes.
You're also happy. Very good. Very good. Heidi is happy. Yes, Heidi is happy. You are happy. And I am also happy.
Ma'am.
Okay.